Start each day with a task completed. Find someone to help you through life. Respect everyone. Know that life is not fair and that you will fail often. But if you take some risks, step up when the times are the toughest, face down the bullies, lift up the downtrodden, and never, ever give up. If you do these things, the next generation and the generations that follow will live in a world far better than the one we have today. And what started here will indeed have changed the world for the better.
If only you could see yourself in my eyes, you'd see you shine, you shine. I know you'd never leave me behind. I am lost this time. Are we destined to burn, or will we last the night? I will hold you till I hold you right. If only you could see yourself in my eyes.
Welcome back to Morning Coffee. I'm your host, Rick Alexander. You can follow me at @RickAlexander_ and at Lionheart Radio on Instagram. That's probably the best way to interact with me. Of course, we've got the Clarity Academy. July 22nd, the course launches. You have until July 24th to enroll. So if you're interested in pushing fast forward in your own growth, then that would be the best place to do that. We've got a few spots open for the online course, and we've got like 5 or so spots open for the immersion program, which will go down on September 27th, which will be the Clarity Academy in a 3-day intensive weekend. And so if you're interested in that as well, just hit me up. If you have any questions, if you want to jump on a call, see if it's the right fit for you, I'd love to do that. I'm really, really passionate about spreading this work. It's just changed my life so much that I'm really excited to be able to offer it to all of you. So at the beginning of this episode, you heard a little speech that actually went viral at the University of Texas, and it was Admiral Mcraven, who was actually my admiral when I was in the military. And he gives a talk about making your bed and how when you're going through training in the military, like there's so much emphasis put on making your bed and why that would make you a better person. And I thought about this a lot, and I'm someone that doesn't really like to make my bed for most of my life. And I was thinking about what it is about making your bed. And so what I wanted to do is talk to you today about what I think the message there is and why it's so important. And it's pretty simple, but it's something that we don't often think about in our own lives. You make your bed, one, because it's the same reason that Jordan Peterson says to clean your room. One of his rules for life is to clean your room. He's a clinical psychologist who does a lot of speaking. The reason he says to clean your room is because first of all, this is a space that you live in. You're in charge of this. And truthfully, you deserve to live in a beautiful place, right? And so that's why you clean your room. It's something that you can control. And then if you can control the little things that are around you and you can clean those up and you can make things happen in that way, well then you've positioned yourself to go and continue to do that in the rest of your life. That's why you don't want to live in a pigsty. But one of the things I think gets lost in some of this messaging when people hear like, oh, make your bed, and it's just like, what is that about? Discipline? Is that about being sharp? Like what is really going on there? And so that's what I wanted to talk about today. See, you make your bed, not just because you want to live in a place with a made bed or it feels good to get in a made bed at night. You do it because every single day you get to start the day off by looking around and making something in your life better. And that's what matters here. See, you can leave your room and it's not really going to matter. And nobody's going to come in there. Nobody's going to care. No one's going to have to tell you to make your bed. You're an adult, right? But the idea is that you get to practice making something in your life better. And you should do that with every single part of your life. And to be honest, why people wouldn't put their attention in making every single facet of their life better is kind of beyond me. I did an Instagram TV video a couple weeks ago about why you want to make people in your life better. And the idea was was because I was talking to family, and sometimes we were talking about this situation where sometimes you get in a relationship and one person almost stifles the other person's growth because deep down what they're scared of is that if they allow that person to grow, that they're going to grow away from them and then they're going to lose them. So that, first of all, is a just total shit way to live your life. It's completely toxic and it's not going to help anybody. And if that's you stifling other people in your life, well then you really need to consider what you're doing, because the reason that you want to make everybody in your life better is because then you get to live in a world where everybody in your life is better. That's what matters. And so you can call it self-serving if you want, but you should always be focused on helping other people grow and get what they want, because you get to live in that world. Whatever you do and whatever you don't do, it is architecting and breathing energy and authoring energy into the world that you live in. And so when you get up and you make your bed, you've already started making the things in your life better. You've started organizing them. You've started making them better looking. They're more pleasant to be around. And you do the same thing with your relationships and with every facet of your life. And why anybody would not want to make every single component of their life better honestly blows my mind. But I'm sure that if you're listening to this show, there's some part of you that's a little bit growth-minded and is interested in this sort of lifestyle where you can better yourself. And when it comes to bettering yourself, I really think you look around at what is immediately happening to you. Look, it's easy to dress like a slob and nobody really cares. It's easy to not make your bed and nobody really cares. It's easy to leave stuff on your floor. Nobody really cares. But what happens is you're setting the tone for your life, right? You're allowing things to not be as good as they could be that's in your life, and that's a problem. Because where does that end, right? You start letting lukewarm relationships get in your life. You have people in your life that are just like gray, right? It's like they might show up for you, they might not. It's like just root through your life and just realize that you can make every single aspect of it better. And the reason you do that is because then you get to practice making your life better. And you do that with relationships, and you do that with your room, and you do it with your house, you do it with your car, every single part of you. Like, I know for a long time I cruised around, my car was just trashed all the time. But there's a psychological component about having the ability to make the things in your life nice and to keep them that way. And that, I believe, it transcends the idea of cleaning your room or making your bed. I think it transcends every facet of your life. You have an opportunity in everything that you do to make everything around you better and everyone around you better. And if you don't take that opportunity, you're actually just screwing yourself, because the world that you live in isn't as good as it could be. And so we always ask the question, how much better could your life be if you were better? And the answer is you don't know until you start stepping into it. And so most of you probably do make your bed, but the point here isn't necessarily about making your bed. It's about making everything in your life better at every opportunity. And so I would encourage you to do that. And I would encourage you to ask yourself, where have I let things in my life slip? Where am I not making things better? Where am I not making people better? Where am I sometimes we don't make people better, or we don't focus on somebody's growth because we're so self-serving, right? And we're trying to give ourselves what we need. And of course, you want to give yourself what you need. But that can't come at the cost of making everything in your life better, and it shouldn't. You're a human, and you can hold space for multiple things at one time. So you continue to make everything in your life better, and then the world that you live in is better. And if you take that attitude and you apply it to everything you do, a year from now, everything in your life is undoubtedly better, because the things that aren't, when you have that standard for yourself and for your surroundings and for the people in your life, the things that don't meet that standard will filter themselves out. Sometimes that's a little painful, but that's okay too, because the world that you live in is going to be better. And if you just make a concerted effort to do that, it's actually pretty easy, or it's actually pretty simple. It's not necessarily easy, but you have a lot of leeway in your life to start making things better, and you should always practice doing so, because that's where the best parts of your life are going to be found. Hopefully this one makes sense for you. Hopefully you can scan through your own life, figure out areas where you can actually just go ahead and make everything better, and don't hold yourself accountable to doing that, and that will change your life, I guarantee you. I love you guys. Hope you have an amazing day. Chat tomorrow on Morning Coffee.
If it's hard, then I know it's working. These sleepless nights, I know they're worth it. 'Cause I got a dream, I got a purpose. I got a purpose, I got a purpose. I can't